think it's about time I start doing some stuff on this. So my goal tonight, I got some seats up here. Get some seats, maybe figure out how I'm going to do my seat mounts. One's got a slider, one doesn't, but you know, if you get into the mud, you want to be able to take those seats out and wash everything really good. So I'm gonna figure out a way to, you know, mount it and then take it off real quick so you can wash it, put it back in, some kind of seat brackets that are easy to get to. The other thing I gotta do, try to get on camera here. It's gonna be hard to see, but my transmission's there, transfer case is here. This is an Atlas, and there's 2 bolts on the bottom. There's currently no bolts that hold the transmission. There's 2 motor mounts, and there's a ring on the back here that holds this up. So I like to make a flat that goes across here, and then 2 bolts that go up into that I can get to from the top side. So I'll make like a flat, a bolt to on the top side out here, so I can remove this easy from the top, so that I don't have to pull like a pan to get to them bolts. So I'll probably get a video here, me trying to fabricate something to make that work. But I gotta get all my stuff set up, so I'll be back. All right, little update. We ended up doing some things here. What I do is I have a 1/2 inch piece of plate here, 1/2 by 2 inch, and that's run underneath. It's bolted into the bottom. Get you in there. You can see. So I've bolted into the bottom there. And then I was originally gonna run something on top here. I think that's it. I might have some of the video on that. And then I realized, well, I need a bottom support anyways. So I end up cutting a piece of tubing, running it across the bottom, and then they're just 2 inch pieces that go up. And that's really just kind of supporting that. That should be plenty. So anyways, what you didn't see is I was working on mocking up some seats, figuring out where I'm gonna put them. You know, I'm trying to keep it so I can see. I'd rather spend the extra time, try to get stuff put away so I can see. So I think we're gonna try to do a rear radiator, rear gas tank, the hydro boost, maybe put it in the rear, put it behind the motor, maybe in front. Both canisters in front. For the steering, try to keep it so I can see this window and see this window here. I also want to keep it when I'm sitting in the seat. You know, obviously you normally see this, you can tilt back, but I'm hoping to keep so I can see that tire as well. At least that's the goal. Obviously it's probably not gonna happen, but I'm to the point now where I'm gonna try to get some seats mounted. Then I can start bending up. I'll probably bend up the whole front end and then work towards the back. So I will continue the video tomorrow night and try to do some seat mounts, see how that goes. So I didn't record me fabricating the seat brackets here, but I want to show you what I did anyways, in case anybody's looking for ideas. Might not be the best. This one's got a slider on it. So I took angles on both sides that run down the slider and then run across the front here. This is just a box tube, then it's just got bolts. So, try not to spoil too much here because I got more done since I recorded the video, but you can just take off 2 bolts here, and then 2 bolts back here, 1, 2, and then of course there's some bolts on the outside down here, which you're gonna see with my cage isn't ideal, but it's gonna be possible coming in like through here. Hopefully most time I don't have to remove the seats. If I do, like this will be welded in. It won't be that big of a deal to get out and get to it from the back side here. But that at least allows me to remove the seats somewhat fast. This one's the same thing. There's 2 piece angle running down, some tabs, so you can just pull the whole seat bracket with 4 bolts that are easier to get to than like being underneath the seat. So you can pull them out. I'll kind of show you this one here. So he's got a bracket there. Just I haven't decided yet what I'm gonna do just to get the lean back like I wanted. And then you can come in the back, since this one's sides, I had to cut some out. But then I made my little bolts here for the seat belts to come through as well. That's just welded onto this. So when you pull these 4 bolts, the seat comes out with the seat belts attached to it. So you're not like taking them on and off. And you will have to take off 1 seat belt strap. It'll be on the back side here. So that won't be too bad. You should be able to take that off and pull that back out. But yeah, that's seat brackets, and we'll get back doing some of the rest of the stuff.
And we're back. So what I got here is I got some 2.5 inch stainless pipe that I got off the old Evil Bay. It's got 90s, 45s, it's got 180s, and it's got a whole bunch of good stuff. So what I did is I just cut what I needed. I kind of cut like a 45 into 22 and a half. I'd cut the 180s into 90s, and I started at the driver's side and kind of got her coming underneath the oil pan to the passenger side, got them both into a 2-to-1, and then kind of tacked everything together where it flows pretty decent. Now it's my first time using V-band clamps, so hopefully that works out pretty well. We'll see. Doesn't leave like a sieve, and I'll be happy. But this is just normal MIG welder running C25 for gas. Works really good actually for welding the stainless. I am tacking, kind of like tack, move, tack, move, tack, move, and that's just so I don't burn through the pipe. Maybe I could fix that with settings, but this is just easier for me, and it doesn't take that long. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just tacking it up. Otherwise, it turned out really good. Obviously, when you use normal MIG welder, the weld could rust in this case. I'm probably going to throw like some galvanized spray on it maybe, or like steel it, and then wrap all this pipe anyways. It's going to get heat wrapped just so I don't have to deal with the heat. So it don't matter at the end of the day, and it should work. We're going to give her a shot. Can't go wrong. Anyways, I'll let you finish up watching this. All right, all the welding is done. What you're looking at here is my straight pipe that comes from where my 2-to-1 collector is to my exhaust or muffler system. And that's just a 1-in, 1-out muffler. It's nothing fancy, something that I ordered, but works really good. You can see the welds here. Obviously, it ain't going to win no rewards, but it'll definitely work.
All right, that exhaust you watched me weld up, got that installed. So I got a muffler that's going to be underneath the seat. I am going to wrap that with some like heat blanket on top, like welding blanket. Then we got a pipe that comes along here, single, just between the links. We got a double now. However, this might sound the best or lose performance, but I'm just trying to package stuff. So we do have this is 2.5 to a single 2.5, but then that comes out of these block huggers down. There's a V-band there so that I can take this piece out of the bottom. So that wraps around the bottom side of the pan. It comes up over into here, and I have to keep everything tight because I got to get some tubing for my drive shaft. It's just gonna miss. According to the calculation, it's gonna be really tight. We'll see. Might have to do a little massaging right here, but it'll never get closer. So that drive shaft then comes right through here. I have a carrier bearing. This is just a busted knuckle one. So that drive shaft will attach there and then to the transfer case. So I gotta make front drive shaft, rear drive shaft. I gotta design, because as you can see, it's quite low. I gotta put some kind of skid plate that goes back to here and covers that whole engine so I don't have to worry about rocks hitting the bottom of the pan or the exhaust or anything like that. So next step will be drive shafts and then making this skid plate in the front. Once I have the skid plate, then it's going to be start bending some bars, getting some flat bars in here, starting to build the cage. But we're moving right along.